Om Stapakaya cha dharmasya Sarvadharmaswarupine Stapakaya cha dharmasya Sarvadharmaswarupine Avatara Varishtaya Ramakrishna te Namaha Asato ma sadgamaya Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya Mrityorma mritangamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us offer our salutations to Sri Ramakrishna, the embodiment of all religions, the Supreme God Incarnate. Let us pray to Him to lead us from the unreal to the real, to lead us from the darkness of ignorance to the light of knowledge, to lead us from death to immortality. Sri Ramakrishna's teachings are well recorded in the Gospel. I have taken some of the teachings from the Gospel and giving comments on them. I am talking since 4-5 classes on the subject Sri Ramakrishna's profound wisdom. The whole Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna is full of profound wisdom. He has given teachings in a very simple way and effectively. Anybody who is seeking spiritual life honestly will find tremendous hope and assurance in Sri Ramakrishna's wisdom. He always tells us that being born in this world, we should know how to conduct ourselves. We should know how to choose between what is good and what is not. We should try to understand the spiritual ideas and apply them in life, practicing spiritual values. He says that we should develop spiritual understanding, which is possible only through spiritual disciplines, so that one can establish oneself sufficiently on purity. It's only when you are sufficiently pure and sincere you will be able to understand and appreciate all the spiritual teachings, and you would love to serve the humanity with full of love and compassion. A person who is really practicing spirituality will have no hatred towards anybody in this creation, and he sincerely believes that God is there in every being. So, if I am adoring God, that means I must adore all the beings in the universe. So, the point is, we should be open-minded, be analytical, and be sincere. And Sri Ramakrishna tells how A person of true wisdom enjoys life, the real meaning of life. Swami Vivekananda, the great apostle of Sri Ramakrishna, in his teachings he said, religion is not a thing of imagination, but is greater than many a book-learned Pandit. In the domain of religion, book learning has no right to enter. That means one should not just end up in book learning only, he must try to practice the ideas. That's the point. By the grace of the Guru, a disciple becomes a Pandit even without reading the books. And it's a fact. There was a disciple of great Shankaracharya, the great exponent of Advaita philosophy. Shankaracharya had many disciples. Every day he would take classes for them on the Upanishads, the knowledge of Atman, and all the students would be present at the correct time, so classes would start. On one particular day, one of the students could not come to the class at the proper time because he was engaged in washing the clothes of the Guru. He had not finished. He was just about to finish. By then the time had already passed, and the students who were already present, they were restless, and they began to start the class by chanting Vedic hymns. They thought, even without that boy coming to the class, they can start the class. So, their mental attitude was tainted. Shankaracharya did not appreciate that, because it was not for the students to take decision to start the class. It is the Acharya, the teacher, knows when to start and how to start. Well, he came to know the egoism raising its head in those students who were sitting before him, trying to learn. Immediately Shankaracharya, just he willed that the person who was washing the clothes may become a great scholar. Just he willed. By the time he returned after finishing the duty, when he entered the classroom, he was full of wisdom, and he began to quote the Upanishads. And all the other students were amazed. They thought that person was not intelligent enough, and they were all superior to him. But now it was otherwise. The person who was washing the clothes became really intelligent, whereas the intelligence of these other students was not up to that mark. So, grace is important. God's grace, Guru's grace is essential for one's spiritual progress. Of all the scriptures of the world, it is the Vedas alone that declare that even the study of the Vedas is secondary. The real study is that by which we realize the unchangeable, and that is neither reading nor believing nor reasoning, but superconscious perception or samadhi, to experiencing that highest truth. That is of paramount importance. So, we should concentrate upon what we are really aspiring for. If you aspire for worldly, useless and worthless things, if you are aspiring for name, power, position, if you become a mere politician, it ends up in futile life. The life opportunity given to you is lost. Each one has been given this opportunity of life in order to realize the truth. So, one has to prepare oneself mentally, intellectually, physically, in every way to realize the Divine Lord, the Lord of the universe, the sum total of all the souls, the Supreme Cosmic Soul. So, we should know how to concentrate ourselves on the proper subject, and without realizing the truth, we should not divert our attention to any other things, because time is very short. In the shortest time, we should be able to achieve the greatest thing. So, Sri Ramakrishna is teaching us in a profound way, never waste time in useless things. Use your intellect properly and meditate upon the divine. Try to realize the reality. Then you will see no one is a stranger in this world. Everyone is related to one another. So, you will understand the value of real love. A saint who has realized the truth has no hatred. He loves and loves only. That's why all the people belonging to all the races, they just are drawn towards the saint, because saint's personality becomes divine by constantly thinking on the divine. Another example is given. There is a ladle which is used for serving in the kitchen. The ladle comes in contact with many dishes cooked for happy consumption. But can the ladle claim to have ever experienced the taste of any of the preparations? The ladle moves in and through the delicious items without knowing anything of their sweet essence. So are there men who have studied the four Vedas, the scriptures, dealing with dharma, but know not the truth of Brahman, the reality. Another profound wisdom we see in the gospel: one should not relate oneself unnecessarily dreaming about the future. And one should not muse over what has already happened. That is, there's no point in brooding over things already occurred. All the attention, concentration should be given for living the present. Living the present smilingly, cheerfully. A person must, however, free himself from purposeless ruminations and unprofitable imaginings. A constructive switch back to the world and a sensible picturing of what is to come are not only not harmful but are quite useful and healthy influences. Swami Vivekananda says in one of his writings about Hinduism and Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda tells, the dead never return. The past night does not reappear. A spent-up tidal wave does not rise anew. Neither does a man inhabit the same body over again. So, from the worship of the dead past, O man, we invite you to the worship of the living present. From the regretful brooding over bygones, we invite you to the activities of the present. From the waste of energy in retracing lost and demolished pathways, we call you back to broad new laid highways lying very near. He that is wise, let him understand. A famous poem has been composed by a great devotee who lived spiritual life. He says how Sri Ramakrishna, his personality, was so uplifting and inspiring to everyone. So he composed a poem where he says about Sri Ramakrishna, like unto the supreme conscious state incarnate, like unto the spirit of compassion in fine form, like unto serene joy rendered visible, like unto divine nectar embodied, like unto righteousness endowed with personality, like unto sacred scriptures very limb, like unto emancipation set and solidified, than to every one's wonder dost lustrously shine. This tribute to Sri Ramakrishna highlights a few of his sublime graces and lofty attainments. Sri Ramakrishna was almost always in samadhi, and the plane of supreme ecstasy was his normal habit. And the advent of this Superman into the world of mortals was an act of high pity. The advent was promised by a deep urge to redeem men and women from a life of spiritual inconsequence. But even while on earth, Sri Ramakrishna was ever steeped in bliss because of his at one meant with the divine essence. And he was as immortalizing as ambrosia to all those who resorted to him. Like Sri Ramachandra, Sri Ramakrishna too was dharma in human form, and he was the very spirit of the scriptures. Life on earth did not in his case mean the least bondage, for he was ever free. Sri Ramakrishna was thus a rare phenomenon of a sevenfold harmony. Blessed is the bard who sings his glory, and blessed are the hearers of the bard's eulogy of the God-man. It is a good tradition that one should rise from bed thinking of God and His glories, and of the venerable sages and saints and their greatness. A conscious attempt to live life in as much a spiritual an atmosphere as possible marks his daily activities. Reciting hymns in the early hours of the morning serves to give a healthy direction. There is a famous Sanskrit verse which tells, from early morning to evening, and from evening to early morn, whatever I do, O Lord of the universe, let that be my worship of thee, worship of thee. So this attitude we must cherish. That means we should totally surrender and dedicate to God. Then we get guidance directly from God, and we will be guided really properly by the superior will. So whatever work, whatever activity we are doing, we must do it with utmost devotion and dedication, with great spiritual attitude. The means should be loved and cared for as if it were the end itself. So all these things will help us to develop our spiritual potency, and once that spiritual glory manifests in our personality, then we feel we are immensely blessed in this life. And then there is no room for any anxiety or any worry, because we realize what is true, and we realize God is present everywhere, and we realize the immense value of loving everyone in this universe, every being, animate and inanimate. The only thing we should be able to do is to love. Love to the maximum, all through actions, all through thinking. In every respect, there should be only one factor, that is love and love alone. So let us try to understand these profound teachings of Sri Ramakrishna and have true wisdom to live a true life of spirituality on this earth as long as we live. Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, page 726. Girish Chandra Ghosh said to Master, Narendra says that God is beyond our words and thought. Sri Ramakrishna replied, that's not altogether true. He is no doubt unknowable by this ordinary mind, but he can indeed be known by the pure mind. The mind and intellect become pure the moment they are free from attachment to lust and gold. The pure mind and pure intellect are one and the same. God is known by the pure mind. Didn't the sages and seers of olden times see God? They realized the all-pervading consciousness by means of their inner consciousness. Girish said with a smile, I defeated Narendra in argument. Master said, oh no. He said to me, when Girish Ghosh has so much faith in God's incarnation as man, what can I say to him? It is not proper to meddle with such faith. Girish said with a smile, Sir, we are very free and easy with our words. But M is sitting there with his lips shut tight. What in the world is passing through his mind? What do you say about it, sir? Sri Ramakrishna answered with this smile. There's a common adage that tells people to beware of the following. There is a common adage that tells people to beware of the following. A man with a loose tongue, a man whose mind cannot be fathomed even by an expert diver, a man who sticks the sacred tulsi leaf in his ears as a sign of holiness, a woman wearing a long veil to proclaim her chastity, and the cold water of reservoir covered with green scum, by bathing in which one gets typhoid fever. These are all dangerous things. With a smile, Sri Ramakrishna said, but it is different with M. He is a serious man. All laughed. Chunilal, another devotee, said, people have begun to whisper about M's conduct. The younger Narain and Babu Ram are his students, as are Narain, Paltu, Purna and Tej Chandra. The rumor is that he brings these boys to you, and so they neglect their studies. The boys' guardians hold M responsible. Master said, but who would believe their words? They were thus talking when Narain entered the room and bowed low before the master. He was a student, 17 or 18 years old, and of fair complexion. He was dearly loved by the master, who was very eager to see the boy and feed him. Many a time, at the temple garden at Dakshineshwar, the master wept silently for Naran. He looked on him as a manifestation of Narayan himself. Girish, at the sight of Naran, said, there, who told him about this? Now we realize that M is at the root of all the mischief. All laugh. Master said smilingly, stop, hold your tongue. There is already an evil rumor about him. The conversation next turned to Narendra. A devotee said, why doesn't he come to you so frequently nowadays? Master, quoting a proverb, said, man's worries over bread and butter are simply amazing. They make even Kalidasa lose his wits. Balram said, Narendra frequently visits his friends, Ananda Guha, of the family of Shiva Guha. Master said, yes, I have heard that too. Narendra and his friends meet at the house of a government officer and conduct meetings of the Brahma Samaj there. A devotee said, the officer's name is Tarapada. Balram said smilingly, the Brahmins say that Ananda Guha is a very egotistic man. Master said, never listen to what the Brahmins say. You know their nature very well. If a man doesn't give them money, they will call him bad. On the other hand, if the man is generous to them, they will call him good. All laugh. I know Ananda. He is a good man. The drawing room was full of devotees. The master wanted to hear some songs. At his request, Tarapada sang about Krishna. O Keshav, bestow thy grace upon thy luckless servants here. O Keshav, who dost delight to roam Vrindavan's glades and grovel. O Madhava, our minds bewitcher, sweet one, who does steal our hearts, sweetly playing on thy flute. Chant, O mind, the name of Hari. Sing aloud the name of Hari. Praise Lord Hari's name. O thou eternal youth of Braja, tamer of fierce Kaliya, slayer of the afflicted's fear. Beloved, with the arching eyes and crest with arching peacock feather, charmer of Sri Radha's heart, Govardhan's mighty lifter, thou, all garlanded with sylvan flowers. O Damodara, Kamsa's scourge. O dark one, who dost sport in bliss with sweet Vrindavan's gopi maids. Chant, O mind, the name of Hari. Sing aloud the name of Hari. Praise Lord Hari's name. Master said to Girish, oh, it is a beautiful song. Did you write it? A devotee said, yes, sir. He wrote all the songs for his play, the Chaitanya Leela. Master answered, this one has really hit the mark. We shall stop here. The point there he was trying to point out is that how a person of true wisdom should hit upon what he has to do things properly instead of wasting his time in other things. That's the point. A man of true wisdom, he knows what is to be done, what is priority. The priority is he has come to mango orchard, he has seen the mango fruits and he is hungry. Instead of wasting time on other things. Simply let me eat the mango. That's a true action. The other one, he just, instead of doing that, he was having calculative mind, and he began to know. He was curious to know about the details of the orchard, about the how much all this orchard would cost, etc., which are all useless. Why should you have to think all those things? Just like that, a person having taken birth in human way, in human form, why should you waste in all wrangling and in all types of quarreling and in debating things about which are not at all useful? Why should you unnecessarily involve in such things? Be always directing your mind towards realizing the truth. That's the real wisdom, true wisdom. I have come here, I have been born, now my immediate task, my priority should be to realize God, to see divinity. That's all. I don't want anything else now. Till I get that goal achieved, I won't pay attention to anything of this world. So with that concentration, if he struggles, he will find God's help coming, he gets God's grace flowing, and he is blessed with the experience of the vision of God. And then he understands how the whole world is God's own creation and how everyone is a child of God, and that those things become real to him because he really sees everyone as the embodiment of God and he loves everybody. There is no disharmony at all in such a person. So each one will have to follow one's own path. One doesn't have to change the paths now and then. One person was telling, today morning somebody came for interview. We were discussing many things about Vedanta, spiritual knowledge, and by the by I asked him, were you initiated into practice of meditation? Did anybody guide you? He said, oh, I have got many teachers. His answer was, I have got many teachers. That means he keep on changing the teachers. Changing the teacher doesn't make you steady in your spiritual practice at all. In fact, in spiritual tradition, you must hold on to one teacher and practice the teachings properly, arrive at the realization. What's the use of getting teachers after teachers? That means your spiritual practice are not intensified. On the other hand, the very possibility you may get confused also. If you got 20 teachers telling you in a 20 different way, you get confused unless you got special intellect to understand properly and organize them. Normally, it's not so easy. So true wisdom means this: understand the core principle, the goal of human life. What's the goal? Is it possible to reach that goal? Have anybody reached that goal? If they have reached, who are they? What is their life? What is their teachings? So why not I also realize? So mind should go in that direction. Instead of that, people trying to think in different way. Oh, I have to have more wealth so that I can have bigger property. I must have more power so that I can rule the community. Why do you want to rule? Why do you want to? What does it benefit you? You rule yourself. So that kind of wisdom is considered true wisdom. So coming to understand the teachings of the spiritual masters, that is the true wisdom. That we should always hit upon. Am I practicing true wisdom or am I going in a false way? The way how the world is moving, why all this violence, hatred, crime, all sorts of things are going on in this world. Why? Because of misinterpretation of the spiritual ideas, misapplication, and there is no life. So people definitely are going in a wrong way. That's all. Chant the name of the Lord and His glory unceasingly, that the mirror of the heart may be wiped clean and quench that mighty forest fire, worldly lust raging furiously within. O name, stream down in moonlight on the lotus heart, opening its cup to knowledge of thyself. O self, drown deep in the waves of His bliss, tasting His nectar at every step, bathing in His name, that bath for weary souls. Various are thy names, O Lord, in each and every name thy power resides. No times are sad, no rites are needful for chanting of thy name. So vast is thy mercy, how huge then is my wretchedness, who find in this empty life and heart no devotion to thy name. O my mind, be humbler than a blade of grass. Be patient and forbearing like a tree. Take no honor to thyself, give honor to all. Chant unceasingly the name of the Lord. O Lord and soul of the universe, mine is no prayer for wealth or retinue. The playthings of lust or the toys of fame. As many times as I may be reborn, grant me, O Lord, a steadfast love for thee. A drowning man in this world's fearful ocean is thy servant, O sweet one. In thy mercy consider him as dust beneath thy feet. Ah, how I long for the day when an instant's separation from thee, O Lord, will be as 1,000 years, when my heart burns away with its desire, and the world without thee is a heartless void. Prostrate at thy feet let me be, in unwavering devotion, neither imploring the embrace of thine arms, nor bewailing the withdrawal of thy presence, though it tears my soul asunder. O thou who stealest the hearts of thy devotees, do with me what thou wilt, for thou art my heart's beloved, thou and thou alone. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real, lead us from darkness to light, and lead us from death to immortality. May all be free from dangers, may all realize what is good, may all be actuated by noble thoughts, may all rejoice everywhere. May all be happy, may all be free from desires, may all realize what is good, may none be subject to misery. May the wicked become virtuous, may the virtuous attain tranquility, may the tranquil be free from bonds, may the freed make others free. May good betide all people, may the sovereign righteously rule the earth, may all beings ever attain what is good, may the worlds be prosperous and happy, may the clouds pour rain in time, may the earth be blessed with crops, may all countries be freed from calamity, may holy men live without fear. May the Lord, the destroyer of sins, the presiding deity of all sacred works, be satisfied. For, He being pleased, the whole universe becomes pleased. He being satisfied, the whole universe feels satisfied.